my life up. Get my change up, had to get my ice up. Get my bands up, had to get my mans up. For the block, yeah, I do it for my fam. Yeah, do it for the block, can they do it for my gang? Do it for the squad, yeah, you know it's no lane.
That's what I get for trying to be extra. Okay, so this video is welly overdue because I ain't posting I don't know how many months. I think I haven't posted since early November, something like that. So yeah, so today's video is gonna be a story time. The time that I ran away in this, dang, summer was a long time ago now. So this story was not recent. It happened in like the summer. Oh my god, my back. It happened in the summer, and yeah, there's like a lot to the story to like get to this point. So I'm just gonna give you a little bit of background information, just a little bit, because there's just like a lot that happened to lead me to run away. Just a lot. So let's just say that I had a stepmom, okay, who was with my dad for, I want to say 3, almost 4 years. And she had her own 2 kids. They lived with us, obviously. And just the whole time her and my dad were in a relationship, it was like she took her anger out on me. And I can't really blame my dad for that because he knew nothing of it. Like, she would just do stuff. Like, she would act like she was my own parent, like she was my own mother. And she just like, it was just horrible. It was just a horrible situation. And I'm sitting here smiling because I can't stay serious, but I feel like the more I talk about it, the more I'll get serious about it. The more I will, like, seem more serious than I already am. But it was just a horrible situation overall. And she just treated me bad. And I don't know how any other way to explain it. It's just bad. Like, I was so depressed and just tried so hard to be happy. But it was like, she was always, I'm about to cry. She was just always bringing me down, and it was just horrible. Oh my god. I'm trying not to cry now. So basically, this happened in the summer. It happened 2 days after my birthday. Anybody who personally knows me, I don't like my birthday for certain reasons. Reasons maybe I will open up to all of you about sooner or later, but I don't like my birthday. Everybody knows this. So this happened 2 days after my birthday. July 12th. Weird. So it was just any other day, like, but this time I was hyped because I'm usually a homebody type of person. Like, if somebody invites me out, I'd rather go chill inside, watch a movie or something. Because, I don't know, like, I don't really like getting out that much. That's at least how I used to be. I've kind of changed now. But, basically, that day, getting dressed and stuff. And I was all hype. I was just sitting here thinking like, oh, I'm about to go watch a movie with my best friend. I haven't seen her in a while. And I was just hype about it. Like, really hype about it, because that's my best friend. So, like, everything mentally and emotionally for me, it was just going good. Like, for the first time in a while. Like, I don't know. It was just good. Like, I was happy. So, basically what had happened was, as I was getting ready, I was about to go put dishes away. Because I had a couple chores that I did around the house, like, every day. And I was about to go do the dishes or whatever, or put them in the dishwasher. And as I'm walking to the kitchen, my stepmom stops me. She's like, I'm gonna need your phone. I was like, why? She was like, because your dad can just buy you a new one. Keep in mind, he pays all the bills in the house. So this was not her phone. The phone was literally just on her account. So she felt like as though every time something either fell out with them two, or I did something, which I don't do anything. I'm a good child. So whatchamacallit, whenever I said, whenever stuff would fall out with them, she would take her anger out on me. So she was sitting here telling me, oh, well, your dad can just buy you a new phone. Da-da-da-da. I don't know what they were arguing about, but I know it was something stupid and petty. Just something so small, because she would turn nothing into something. So whatchamacallit, I was like, well, I'm calling my dad. She was like, all right, you can stay right out here while you call your dad. Because my room, it's downstairs. Every other room's upstairs. My room's downstairs. And then as soon as you walked out my bedroom door, it's the living room. And she was sitting right out there. So it's like, even if I went in my room to go call my dad, it's not like she couldn't hear what I was saying. Because, I mean, it's no different from being out there. So I'm sitting here getting all anxious and stuff because, like, I have a whole bunch of stuff in my phone. And any little thing she sees that she just doesn't like or doesn't approve of, she'll blow it out. Like, so basically, I call my dad. And he's sitting here screaming. He's like, just give her the phone. I'll figure it out when I get home, or just something like that. Because I guess he was getting mad because she's sitting here texting him while he's at work. And just arguing back and forth with him. So I'm sitting here hurrying up, trying to delete some of the stuff off my phone. Log out of my accounts and stuff. Because there's been times where she's took my phone and, like, I had an old Instagram account that had, like, 6K followers. And everybody knows, like, it's hard to get followers unless you, like, pay for promos and stuff. Or, like, use the apps or whatever. And I had, like, 6K followers. And I was trying so hard to hit 10K. And she had deleted my whole account and everything. But that's why I was just trying to log out of all my stuff. Because I didn't feel like starting over again. Like, it's hard starting over on social media. So then, she's sitting here yelling at me, talking about something. Don't make me have to get up and snatch the phone out of your hand, because if I get up, I'm going to punch you. Blah, 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 blah. Like, first of all, you're a whole grown-ass woman who's not even my mother. And you're sitting here just talking to me like I'm your fucking child. I still didn't listen to her. I'm still sitting here on my phone, deleting some of the stuff. And whatever. So then, finally, I was like, you know what? I don't care. Fuck it. Just hand her the phone. And I forgot what she said to me. But it just pissed me off so bad. So I just went back into my room. I'm sitting here anxious. Like, my hands are shaking. I'm like... Because I didn't want her to find some of the stuff on my phone. Because... like everybody else, your phone means a lot to you. Especially in our generation with us teenagers or whatever. Like, your phone means a lot. Like, that's your way of communication. That's, like... the biggest part of our entertainment and stuff. Like, we sit there, watch YouTube videos, go on Instagram, look at posts, make funny videos and stuff. So, a phone to any teenager in this generation means a lot. So, my phone obviously meant a lot to me. And, like, when she would take my phone, and it would be over, like, little petty stuff, she would take it for months on end. Like, there was this one year, I didn't have a phone at all because of her. Because of one little thing that I did. So then, whatchamacallit? I keep saying whatchamacallit. But, so I'm just sitting here in my room, and I'm looking out the window. I'm just sitting here thinking. Like, there was a point where, like, I was so just depressed with how everything was going at home. And nobody notices that, like, especially... I don't know how to put this, but when you're in school and stuff, it's like you're a whole different person. And you try so hard to, like, make yourself look happy and presentable to people. Because you don't want people to question, like, why you're so upset. So it's like you just fake being happy. So, like, nobody in school really knew that I was just so, like, at my lowest point, like, all year. Because I tried so hard to, like, just make it seem like I was okay and I was good. When really, like, I was on the verge of breaking down, like, at any moment. And I'm kind of, like, I'm a really sensitive person. I don't like admitting that, but I am a sensitive person. So, like I said, I was just thinking, looking out the window. And I'm on, like, the second story of the house. Not the second story, I mean the first story. Isn't the first story the bottom part of the house? Whatever. I'm at the bottom part of the house. I'm sitting here looking out the window, just thinking, like, I'm really tired of all of this, and I don't want to be here at all. Like, in this house with her, all this negative shit, I don't want to be around it anymore. And I don't mess with my mom. A lot of people know this. I don't mess with my mom. My mom doesn't really mess with me. So, it's like, I couldn't go to her, obviously. It's like, I've been with my dad my whole life. And I'm just looking out the window thinking, like, I just want to go somewhere and be alone. I can't stand it in this house anymore. I really can't. So then, I don't know if I had the screen off the window already or not. But I'm sitting here looking out the window on my knees. She busts in the door. And she's like, so I read what you wrote about me. Because I would write in my notes about how I feel and stuff. Because I felt like I had nobody at all. Whatsoever. Like, it took me so long to finally open up to my dad about stuff. And just anybody in general. So, whatchamacallit, she busts in the door. And she's like, I read what you wrote about me. And she has a smirk on her face. And I'm just looking at her just so disgusted. Like, what did you see that I wrote to you? Wrote about you, I mean. She was like, so how does it feel that your dad always picks me over you? When I tell you I was beyond pissed off that she even said that shit to me. Like, I just looked at her, just with a blank ass stare on my face, like this. She was like, that's okay, because while you're sitting in here mad and upset, I'm going to be sitting out there all nice and pretty. And then she smiled at me and walked out the door. And then me, being the person I am, I just started thinking, and a whole bunch of thoughts were in my head, and just, I wanted to break down, but I couldn't even find tears to cry. So I'm just looking at all three of the windows in my room. Like, this one, we have a porch right here. The porch, like, kind of starts right here. And there's, like, chairs right here and stuff. And it's a big-ass window, as you can kind of see. And then there's a window on this wall right here. That, it's literally right in front of the front door. And that's the window I was originally, like, gonna go through or whatever. But then I thought, like, if I sneak out this window, she might see me. Because she, in our living room, there's, like, 3 front windows. And you can, like, see all the way down the street. So if I were to start walking and stuff, she would have seen me. And I didn't want her to, like, tell me, like, oh, come back home before I call your dad, and da-da-da. I didn't want to interrupt my dad at work or anything. And I didn't have my phone, so it's like I couldn't text him and tell him, like, everything that was going on here. And then there's a window back there. You can kind of see it. The mirror's covering it. Because I didn't used to have that mirror there. So, let me take a break for a second because I need to get a drink. No, this isn't alcohol. This is iced tea. Not iced tea, sweet tea. Bitch. So then, I don't know where I kept my notebooks at the time. I think they were in my closet. Because obviously, like, I like to write. I like to express my emotions through writing them out and typing them out or whatever. Because I don't necessarily talk about it. So, whatchamacallit, I grabbed a notebook and I wrote, like, I want to say 3 sentences. I don't completely remember what it was that I wrote. I just know that it was like me saying that I'm fine. And I hope that you guys are happy now. It wasn't meant to be on no suicidal type shit. It was just like, I felt like I caused most of their arguments. Because I would always get brung up in their arguments. So it was like, I always put I always blamed myself for, like, why they fought and stuff. Even though, like, their argument they had possibly couldn't have been about me. I always blamed myself. I feel like that's a toxic ass trait I have. I blame myself for stuff that I have no control of. But, yeah. I just felt like their lives would be better if I weren't here. So I signed the note. Took the screen out the window. Hopped out the window. And everybody's gonna be asking, like, why didn't you use the front door if you're right downstairs? Like I said, she was right in the living room. And I didn't want her to know that I was leaving. And I did not go out there again at all after she took the phone. So, yeah. And, whatchamacallit. So I hopped out the window. I'm sitting here shaking, like, I'm like, oh my God, am I really about to do this right now? I need to go back in the house. I'm gonna get in so much trouble. I'm gonna get in so much trouble. That's just the mindset I had. So I'm sitting on the front porch, just looking down at the ground. And as soon as I looked down at the ground, I found a 4-leaf clover. I don't know what that meant, but I picked it and I went back in my room, and the notebook was left on the dresser, the note or whatever. I put the 4-leaf clover on top of the note. And I was just like telling myself, stop being so scared, just go. Like, you don't even know what's gonna happen after this. So there's like this back road, like once I go out this window and go up the driveway and just keep going straight down the road. There's this road that, like, after 2 houses down, it's just like a back road, I guess. I don't know how to explain it. So I go down there and the first thing I was actually, like, the initial plan that I had planned out in my head was, well, my ex that I was still cool with at the time, she lives like right around the corner. What if I just go to her house, ask to use her phone real quick so I can call like my grandmother or something to come pick me up? But then, like, I realized I don't really know where she lives. I just know she lives around the corner. But I know what her mom's car looks like. And that was like about all I knew. So I go down this road. I seen her mom's car. I was gonna walk up to her house, but I wasn't scared to. I was like, you know what? I don't need to bring her into this because it's really nobody's business. And it doesn't really concern anybody. So I didn't go to knock on her door at all. And what I had on, keep in mind, this is summertime. I had some jeans on. I had some checkerboard Vans, the slip-on ones. And I had a Thrasher shirt on. A black Thrasher shirt on. So I was wearing something that was just like, it was really hot. And my hair, I don't know what was going on with my hair. I didn't put no makeup on. I didn't do nothing. I didn't care. I just know I had a lot of money on me. Around $100 in my house key. I don't know why I brought my house key, but I just brought my house key. So I'm walking down this road, not knowing at all where I'm about to go. And there's a Sunoco right near my house. Let's just say that. It's right near my house. And I had all this money on me. At first, I was going to stop in the Sunoco and get a drink or whatever. Because I was just, like, so upset that I did not eat that day. I didn't drink anything. I was so dehydrated. And I just had, like, a massive headache. And I get those a lot, so it wasn't anything, like, unusual, like a random ass headache. I get headaches a lot because of, like, my eyes and stuff. And lack of sleep sometimes. But I don't know how far the ride is to Bridgeton. But I kind of live, like, right outside of Bridgeton. And the ride it's type long. It's around, like, 15 minutes, I want to say. I don't really know. Like, to the part I was trying to get to in Bridgeton. So, imagine walking there. If this ride's already 15 minutes for just living right outside of Bridgeton. And I'm just walking. I'm so upset. I have so many just bad thoughts in my head just replaying over and over and over again. And I'm just walking in like 90 something degree weather, and it's hot. I haven't ate at all. Just everything's messed up at this point, like mentally, physically, emotionally. My biggest fear when I was walking was that my stepmom's dad was gonna drive past me and call her and tell her that I ran away or that I was walking down whatever road I was on. So then next thing you know, I finally get out of like the country type side, and I am walking through the south side of Bridgeton, which is not really a good place to be. It's really dangerous out there. I've never been out there. I've only drove like through it or whatever. And I'm just walking. Just walking and walking and walking and walking. Nothing really happened other than I almost passed out on the side of the road because it was just so hot, and it was I almost threw up. I almost threw up too. Cause I don't even know why. It was just so hot, like my God. Now I'm getting off track because I don't know where this story is going now. Cause all right, so the McDonald's or whatever. I just remember like I was on that side of the street where the McDonald's is, and I kept walking. I get up to the two gas stations. I forgot what the other one is called. One's called Sunoco, I'm pretty sure. The one's Sunoco. I think the other one's Riggins. I don't know. But I was at the point where, wait, no, backtrack. I was down the street when my best friend's father, he seen me walking, and he looked at me, and I looked at him. I recognized his face right off the bat, and he beeped his horn at me because I looked away, and I just kind of like took off running. Like, I'm so tired and dehydrated and everything, and I just got so scared and started running because I didn't want like anybody telling my dad. That's the one thing I was scared of. Just somebody telling my dad, because I didn't want to have him worried. Because where I was going, he didn't have to worry about that, me not being okay. So I just took off running until I hit like those two gas stations that are across the street from each other. And then I see this van, and my dad's friend, his childhood friend, who always comes over his house, who I call uncle or whatever, who I soon found out I was actually related to. Not from him, but on my mom's side of the family. I seen like a van that looks just like his. I'm getting all scared, like, oh my God, what if he sees me, he picks me up, and he tries to take me home because he knows I shouldn't even be out here walking. But I don't think the van was his or anything. Because, yeah. And then I see my cousin driving a truck. I think he knew it was me, but, well, he just thought it looked like me, I guess. Because he kept just sitting here looking. I see him in the car. He's just sitting here looking. And then I kept trying to hide my face and stuff. Pretty sure I had, like, all my hair out. I had this afro. So I was just trying to hide behind my afro. And, there's this graveyard that's on the street that I was trying to get to. And so it's like a really big ass hill to walk up and go down. And it's just a hard ass walk, especially if you're fucking tired. So I'm sitting here walking up this graveyard, all barely like being able to walk and shit, and sliding my damn feet across and shit. Feet hurt like a bitch because I have blisters on my fucking feet now from walking, I want to say 2 hours. I was walking around 2 hours. And a lot of my family lives on this street. You have my aunt and her kids who live like right near the graveyard, like right in front of it. You have my cousins who live like all the way down the other end of the street. And you have my friend who lives almost right next to the graveyard. Well, she lived there. She doesn't live there anymore. And then there was my grandmother's house. And that's where I was trying to go this whole time. Because my stepmom wouldn't ever let me see them. Because she didn't like them and they didn't like her. But that's just wrong to do because that's my grandmother. Like, that's my family. I should be able to see them. That's fucking ridiculous. So then, I get, like, past my friend's house. I don't know why I was scared of them seeing me, my friend and her family. Because I kind of felt like, what if they told my dad? Like, what if they tried to call my dad or something? Because, her stepdad or whatever is kind of cool with my dad. I didn't know if they exchanged numbers or whatever. If they was even cool like that anymore. So then, I get to my grandmother's house. I open the gate. The gate makes a loud ass noise. You can hear that shit when you in their living room and they be having their TV blasting. I hit the living room. Well, I hit the door or whatever. And I just bust in there. Because, like, it's my grandma's house. I ain't about to knock on the door. That's my grandma's house. I grew up there. So I walk in the door or whatever. She sees me. And I just start hugging her and crying. Like, uncontrollably crying. And she's like, Diavion, what's wrong? What's wrong? What happened? I was like, I couldn't even get the words out. I was like, I ran away. And it's because of her. And she was like, well, sit down. Tell me what happened. What happened? Did she hit you? Did she put her hands on you? I was like, no, listen. And then I tried to tell her what happened. Like, not everything, but I told her what happened that day. And she was really, since she didn't already like her, and she kind of knew, like, she mistreated me and stuff, but really couldn't do anything about it because it's like my dad's doing. He's like married to her, so what could she possibly do about that? So then, next thing you know, I'm sitting here telling her, like, almost everything that's been going on that I didn't tell her before. Like, every petty little thing she has done, how I've had to keep my mouth shut because I literally just sucked up to her for my dad because he just really seemed to love her. And it was like, I felt like I was the only one who seen the bad side of her and everything. Because she was just a horrible person. My grandmother's getting mad. She's talking about some, Your dad needs to get a divorce. He needs to get one right now. Right now. I'll take him up to the courthouse. I'll pay for it myself. And basically, I'm oh my god. She's sitting here asking me now that, like, what do you want to eat? Do you want something to eat? Because, like, you look like you're hungry. Like, you're really skinny right now. Like, I mean, wait, what? What did I just say? Like, you look really skinny. Like, you've lost a lot of weight. Like, do you eat? Have you been eating? I was like, yeah, my mom, I've been eating. And then she kept offering me food. Because, you know, that's what grandmothers do. They sit there offer you some damn food. That good food. So then, I'm trying to think. Because the story is kind of blurry. The simple fact that I wasn't in my right mind at all. And I was so dehydrated and head hurt. Head's really just sitting there bopping and shit. I think she gave me something for my headache, but it didn't work. And I was sitting there for, I want to say, an hour. I was sitting at her house for an hour. And I was sitting there on my cousin's phone. Well, he's not really my cousin. He's kind of my uncle, but he's younger than me, so I call him my cousin. So I'm sitting on his phone, like, trying to text people to let them know, like, I don't have my phone, don't text my phone, and all this other stuff. And then my best friend calls me on Snapchat and lets me know that my dad stopped by their house. I'm just sitting there like, wait, he's home from work this early? Because he usually gets home late. So, she's sitting here, like, telling me, like, how the conversation went down and everything. And that he was looking for me. And then she's asking me what happened. And I tell her whatever. And she was like, oh my gosh, Diavion, you could have got kidnapped. You could have got this. You could have got that. But I'm glad you're okay. And next thing you know, my dad busts in the door. He didn't bust in the door, like, punch the door. Whatever you just pictured in your mind. He didn't do that. Okay? He walked up in the house. Not gently. But he walked up in the house. Like, aggressively. Stumping and stuff. Still had his work clothes on. And he's crying. He's a grown man. And I've never seen him cry like that before. I've never seen him cry in general because he's such a strong person. And he's crying. And I felt so sad seeing him like that. He's crying or whatever, and he's sitting here, like, cussing out my other grandmother, because I have two grandmothers that live there. Sitting there cussing out my other grandmother. He's like, I called you and I asked if she was here and you didn't tell me. You know I don't play about my kid. And I was just, like, getting myself together so that I could just leave. I was so scared I was gonna get, like, any type of punishment. I don't know. Like, I was just scared I was gonna get in trouble the whole time. But it was like, I ran away because I couldn't be there. Like, it took so much of me to leave out of that window. My grandmother, one of them at least, sitting here yelling at him, telling him how he needs to break up with his wife. How do you break up with your wife? They're married. So she's sitting here like, oh, you need to break up with her. He's like, we're married, da 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 da, and then whatchamacallit. She was like, well, I'll pay for the divorce. So I'm sitting here, I'm telling my grandmother to just stop. I'll deal with it, I'll handle it. Cause it was like I've held back so much for so long. Now it was time for me to finally just speak up and tell him everything that's been going on. So the car ride home was really quiet. And he just kept looking over at me, just kind of relieved that nothing bad happened to me. And I was trying not to cry because I didn't know what was coming next. And I really didn't want to be here with her at all because he's always at work. He didn't know what happened here. And nobody knew what was going to happen the next day when he went to work, because at the end of the day, I always had to be here. I always had to put up with it, not him. We got home and we're just sitting in the driveway in his car. I don't think he knew what to say at all. But other than the fact that I just want to kill you but hug you at the same time right now. I'm so mad at you. That's what he kept repeating over and over again. And I couldn't find any words to say, any perfect words to say. Because it was like I had so much to say, but I couldn't find the words to say it. I didn't know how to start off. I didn't know how to finish. I didn't know where it was going at all. So we're just sitting in the driveway having this conversation. And he just starts off by saying, you know, she didn't even know you left. She didn't even try to help me find you. You know how mad I am about that? And he said that she tried to ask her for my phone back so that he could see, like, my contacts and stuff, to contact people to see where I went and stuff when he was looking for me. And she wouldn't even give him my phone. She just screenshotted, like, the first few contacts she's seen. The phone just ended the video because it said I didn't have enough storage left, because that was a really long video, so I just freed up some storage. So like I said, she wouldn't give him the phone to contact people that possibly knew where I was at. And he was just so pissed off about this. And then he finally just, like, asked me what happened. Like, why did I run away? What got me to that point? And I told him what she said, how she said it. And I told him that, like, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of how she treats not only me, but you. Like, he did everything for her, and she was just so disrespectful and ungrateful. Like, he really brought her up. And I can't stand how ungrateful she was. And I held my tongue for so long. So it's like, just straight up told him, like, I'm sad. I'm sad. I've been sad for a long time, and I know you have been too. So I'm just tired of this, and something needs to be done about it. Either she needs to fix how she is, or she needs to leave. Like, I don't want to sit here and do this every day. I don't want to sit here, and it's like every summer it gets worse. every summer it got worse. It's like, I don't want to go through this every summer. And she still wouldn't give my phone back. So, I guess you could say, even though stuff was, like, still bad, the day ended on a good note. Because I still ended up going to the movies with my best friend and spending time with her. And, my dad did give me a phone to use. It was his work phone, which he shouldn't have done that because that is his work phone. He needs his phone. I would just like text him off that phone on his own phone and send him a message when somebody from work would or something would call and give him the number and stuff. And yeah, that's basically the end of the story. But just to let you know, as I said, that did happen in the summer. But towards the end of December, she and my dad did end up breaking up. And she is no longer here, which is a good positive thing. Like, honestly, I've been just so fucking good now that she's not here. And I feel like another story time needs to be made to just explain more, like, more of the backstory that led me to this point. Led me to that point, I mean, to run away and everything. Because there is way more to the story. And some people are going to look at this like, wow, this bitch ran away over a phone. That's not even what it was over. Like, I didn't even give a fuck about the phone. Because it was like something that I was just used to being taken from me. But it still meant a lot to me. But it wasn't even over a damn phone. It was her. And like I said, there's way more to the story. There's way more of a backstory than what was explained. And there's more details and everything. So if y'all want that story, let me know. I'm open to talk about it. Because, I mean, it is done. It's over with. And me kind of talking about this right now kind of gave me some closure about the whole situation. Like, I can finally put it to rest, I guess you can say. But, yeah, I don't know really what else to say other than thank you for watching. Now that I am, like, in a good mindset and stuff, I feel like that will lead me to make more videos and stuff. Because at the time, I obviously wasn't doing well. I didn't really want people to know that I wasn't doing well. But now I'm happy, like, I'm unexplainably happy with life. Even though some stuff goes on and whatever, I'm good. So, yeah, I promise this time there's gonna be new videos on the way. I'm just gonna have to sit down one day and think of ideas for new videos. But yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.
I need the dollars to beat it up like a